All right, YouTube. Welcome back to yet again another video. All right, this video is a couple days old, maybe a week or so old, but it's a topic I've been wanting to touch on a little bit since I recorded it, and since the day of. I've been thinking about it since the time I recorded it, right? And the topic is the strict standing barbell overhead shoulder press. All right, say that 10 times fast. All right. And the reason I want to talk about this exercise is because I feel, as a personal trainer, it's my duty to seek out the best exercises for those who may potentially be my clientele or somebody who just may look up to me for motivation. It's my duty to give out the best advice that I possibly can to those seeking it. And so, why do I want to talk about the overhead press? All right. I think it is a very underrated movement. I think it's very neglected and not really prioritized in people's training regimens. And I think it's very beneficial to your overall shoulder development, your overall tricep development, your stability development, and your power development. All right. This movement can be broken down into various categories. First and foremost, let's just talk about the strength aspect of it. All right. If you're not doing this movement, you're only doing seated dumbbell shoulder press or machine shoulder press. That's all fine and dandy. But if you're in the community of horse cocking some weight, such as I, being a big fan of Eric Bugenhagen, I think he would very likely agree, that this is a top-notch movement. And, you don't walk into a gym on a regular basis and see many people doing this exercise. All right. And why is that? Because it's hard. All right. And if you want those serious gains, all right, the type of gains that when you walk out in public, people look at you and like, damn, like maybe this guy's on the juice. For a fact that you're not on the juice, but you got people turning their heads questioning whether you are or not. This is the type of movement that is going to get you there. All right, this movement is going to skyrocket not only your shoulder development, but it's going to skyrocket your bench press development. It's going to skyrocket your tricep development and all of your pressing movements. All right. So if you're a new individual to the gym and you don't know where to start, and let's just say your first goal is to get stronger triceps or shoulders, like this is the movement you should do, because why not? Like, get the hard stuff out of the way first. All right. And really, that's how I approach any of my workouts is I start out with the hardest movements first, and then I pyramid backwards into the easier stuff. So the hypertrophy, the pump, you know what I'm saying? And I prioritize progressing in these hard to do movements so that those are easier. All right. Because the correlation is astronomical. All right. I could do just overhead pressing for shoulders for years. And then the moment I decide to transition over to a machine press, I'm going to be doing the whole stack. Like, it's not even a question, because my stabilizers are so strong, my triceps are so strong, and my overall strength is just, it's there. You know what I'm saying? So stepping onto a machine isn't going to feel as challenging. It's not going to feel as daunting as standing under a barbell and, hoping that it doesn't fall on you, And then once you got the strength out of the way, like I'm saying, like, you can focus on the hypertrophy stuff, pyramid down. Like you see me here getting a little bounce out of the hole, for the hypertrophy aspect. I've already done the hard part of strict pressing it and working my stabilizers, and I'm fatigued to the point where I can't do it anymore. All right. I went for as heavy weight as I could, and now I'm getting a pump. All right. So that's why you see me here getting a little bounce in there. And then you take it a step further. You keep going down the pyramid. All right. Are you guys following along with me here, what I'm doing in this video? You saw I started out with some rear delt flies. All right, just getting the shoulders warmed up, the stabilizer muscle, if you will, not over fatiguing myself. And then I go into the strict presses. You could totally skip the rear delt flies if you wanted to, but I just felt like doing them today. And then I went to the presses, right? And then you saw I did the little bounce at the end of the overhead press to get hypertrophy, right? Get a pump. And then I took it a step further, as you see here, and I took the legs out of the equation, all right? And I went over to some dumbbell press, and I did maybe 2 sets here just to further fatigue my shoulders. I'm already warmed up. I'm already relatively fatigued, so I don't need to do really any warm-ups, right? I can just come over here and get straight to business. And so I decided to grab the 75s, do a regular set, and then I wanted to do some unilateral work as well to take it a step further and work even more stability. All right. So if you're following along here, you can see that overhead press is just the way to go. All right. So if you don't believe me, then stick to doing your seated shoulder press on dumbbells, and then one day out of the blue, just go try doing strict overhead press and see how strong you are. All right. Or just don't do strict overhead press. Continue to have small shoulders and be a pencil neck. All right. You know, be a chump, because I'm only trying to help you here. All right. Like, I know I'm a little rambunctious on this voiceover, but I don't know. This is just one of my favorite movements, and I don't think it's done enough. And I want to get to a 315 overhead press. All right. Can you imagine the size of the shoulders with a 315 overhead press? Now, you could probably find some videos of some giant dudes doing it. But I'm willing to bet some Bitcoin that they're probably a bit saucy. All right. Nonetheless, that's besides the point. It's a great movement, guys, at the end of the day. And I really think that it's undervalued and underappreciated. So I'm just trying to put some respect on it. All right. And that's pretty much all I got for you in this video. I finished this off with some tricep stuff, just chasing the pump, working on some ranges of motion, and that's about it. All right. So until next time, thanks for tuning in. Comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.